Okay, so I am back in London after running the Athens Authentic Marathon this weekend. As you can see, I was wearing a headband, and this halo will be a badge of honor for probably another few days at least. And I've been told if I just keep exfoliating, eventually it will fade away. But that's a bit hard when it's winter over here in the UK. So I've been back for a day now. Just got back last night from Athens, and the day before was the actual marathon. It was my first marathon. I started running about 3.5 years ago. My first run was a 10K called Run the River in 2016. And ever since then, I've been hooked on running. And what I really want to do in this video is just share the experience that I've been on, what it was like running the Athens Authentic Marathon, and offer any advice I can for other people thinking of doing the run. In terms of training, this year I've done about 5 half marathons, mostly the first part of the year, just to keep up my fitness level to a reasonable standard so that when it got closer to the month where I was actually preparing for the marathon, I had a good baseline to start from, and then it was just a case of working on extra distances and the hills.
Running a marathon was on my list of things to do before I turned 30, and running the Athens Authentic Marathon itself meant a lot to me because it was a namesake for the original marathon. A lot of what I had learnt about it had actually come from a video game called Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and that was set 2,500 years ago, just after the Battle of Marathon, so I was really interested to see how things had changed since then, how the landscape had changed, how the terrain had changed, and to see if there were any historic sites that I recognised still. To get to the start of the marathon, there are multiple pickup points around Athens city to take you there. In particular, the main one is Syntagma, which is the main square in the city, but then there are other ones.
I'd originally planned to stay in Syntagma, but there were some issues with the hotel, which probably warrants a whole separate video, but I ended up staying in Omonia, I think that's how you say it. And what was great about that is the hotel that I was staying in was directly above the station. It was a couple of stations out from the centre of like Syntagma Square, so it meant it was probably going to be slightly less busy than the other pickup points, so I arranged to meet my friends there. In the days leading up to the marathon, they have a massive expo where you go and collect your number and your racing chip, and if you ordered a t-shirt, you pick that up there. It's also a really good opportunity to pick up any gels or other snacks or things, or water bottles, or maybe even trainers that you need last minute.
They have lots of interactive activities going on as well. You can sign the wall, there's competitions to take photos.
The elevator is just huge, there's loads of people there, and it's a great opportunity to get lots of freebies.
This is a picture of all my kit from the night before the marathon. So a lot of obvious things in there, some bits of breakfast, some gels, sunglasses. On the day itself, it's actually a mixture between rain and sun, but always good to have sunglasses when it's a long run like that. There's something called small amount of water and sunblock, although that didn't really help stop the tan lines on my head. And then also some caffeine sweets and some mini cheddars, just so I could keep the salt levels up too. And of course the legendary headband.
The shuttle buses start coming from around 5:45 in the morning, and it's just a constant stream of coaches taking people from the city straight to the actual marathon. starting place. There was a non-stop convoy of coaches carrying people all the way to Marathon.
The actual coach trip to the marathon starting point followed the actual reverse route of the marathon to get there. So it gave us a chance to see where some of the big hills were and how the terrain of the land changed, and also just what some of the surrounding areas looked like, so it was a bit more familiar.
So that's a really good opportunity to take notes and think about how you're going to plan out your run in terms of the strategy around it. Where you're going to be saving energy, where you're going to maybe be going a bit faster, and think about how you pace yourself.
When you get to the start-off point, the atmosphere is just amazing. There's so much going on. You see all the people slowly walking towards the starting point. There's the magnificent backdrop of the hills in the background.
Lining up all the way down the road towards where the actual start line is. And what you notice there is that there was a big line of DHL vans ready to do an express delivery of bags from the starting point in Marathon all the way to Athens City Centre before the runners get there.
The actual marathon area looked very different 2,500 years ago. As you can see from this picture taken in my video game, it was so there's a big stadium there, which is where we start from, and as you'll see in the next couple of pictures, what it looks now, and of course the whole perimeter was just covered in portaloos. Classy.
Part of the starting waves begin in the Marathon Stadium. The other ones line up next to the starting line, and then it goes on way past after it as well. Depending on your starting wave, you might also be close to the marathon torch, which is like the Olympic torch, and it commemorates the fame of the first marathon.